Mate, it's pretty unique, really. Well, unique from a sense that you get that kind of football feel, that football festivity kind of atmosphere, and it helps the players. It definitely helps the players. You know that you've got a 12th man here at Edgbaston, and that's some of my most brilliant days, batting here, fielding here, and just enjoying Birmingham. I normally treat grounds around the country as per hundreds, and I enjoyed it coming here for Nottinghamshire. I enjoyed it coming here for England. I'm not so sure I came here for Surrey and for Hampshire just purely because I was an England player then. But some of the one-day stuff was quite sensational. I mean, it started off with that fabulous Test match in 2005. So I've had some wonderful memories at this ground.
What makes it so special? I mean, players talk about the atmosphere. Does that make a difference? Is it the way the stadium's kind of set, the different pockets of noise?
It's the runs I score here. That's what it is. Some of the grounds around the country, I won't mention them, but I cannot stand them. As nice as they are, as passionate of fans as they have, and how good the support is, it all depends on the runs. Where you wake up, how you get to the ground, and if you actually score those runs. So from Birmingham's perspective, Edgbaston's perspective, this has been a ground that I always will cherish.
You're part of a generation that really won a lot of games. It was a great place for them to come and play.
Yeah.
Did the players kind of thrive on that coming into perhaps a series or a test where, oh great, we've got Edgbaston around the corner?
As a batsman, you certainly did, yes. I knew that the ground was a ground that I could score runs on. The team knew that it was a ground that if you actually produce good cricket, you could win games on. And it all stemmed from that 2005 Ashes, that famous victory against Australia here, the toss that punter probably should have batted first, and him and Warney had a bit of a dust-up about it, or a little bit of a verbal about it. So when you look at that scenario and you see the history that the ground has, some of the great players, the Pollocks, the Brian Laras, that have gone through this ground, you know that it's special and it's unique. So, I mean, growing up as a child in Africa, mate, I mean, you look at these grounds and you just think to yourself, will I ever play there? How amazing would it be to be in Birmingham, to go to Birmingham, to visit Birmingham, to have played so much Test match cricket here, to have scored I think a few Test hundreds here, or quite a few runs. It's just pinch yourself moments looking back at my career.
There's a lot of questions I could ask you about the 05 Ashes. Don't want to bore you too much, but for us mere mortals, try and sum up the whole occasion and kind of getting to those fine margins, 3 to win and getting that victory. Really did turn that series around.
It was series changing, and then a couple of weeks later it was life changing for some of the players.
And what made it so special, Alan? I mean, what things happen so quickly in your life. Is there a distinctive moment that you perhaps always going to stick out with you?
Yeah, Simon Jones dropping that catch when they needed 3 or 4 runs to win, and then Brett Lee smashing it out to the deep cover boundary and it going to the man on the deep cover boundary. As soon as he hit it, I went, oh no, and my head just dropped, and then all of a sudden he stopped it. And then the famous wicket, the Kasparowicz, where he got his hand off the bat, Billy Bowden gave him out, and Michael Vaughan he jumped into the sky, into Freddie's arms. And so that kind of stuff are memories that you'll never forget.
Fair to say that kind of kick-started English cricket, because that was the beginning of the road to number 1 Test ranking. Well,
number 1 to Test ranking, yes, but also got cricket on the front pages, middle pages, page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the back pages and inside back pages. And that series certainly got the public in this country in love with the game, wanting to play the game, and excited about the players that they were watching.
Fast forward to this year, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. We're still in white ball mode. It's hard to think that there's red ball mode around the corner. The Ashes is practically 4 weeks away.
I know.
What are you expecting from that first test at Edgbaston? Because I know England will fancy themselves here. Do you think there's a real opportunity to go one up?
England have got a big problem, top 3, a real big problem. They've also got a big problem with the way that Australia are playing. They've also got another big problem with how many runs Warner and Smith want to score and are desperate to score. So, I mean, I know I've labelled 3 problems there. The introduction of Jofra Archer, which I feel could be his best form of the game. White ball, he's done nicely, but I think in the red ball, he's going to go even better. So that's going to be a trump card for England. They then get Broad and Anderson that come back. So you look at that bowling lineup. It's a formidable bowling lineup, but Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood, Lyon, you name them, coming in at a very inexperienced top 3. You never want to be 50 for 3 in a test match, or 20 for 3 in a test match. That's just not something that you want to be, and I feel that's going to be England's Achilles heel.
Is it the right time to come to Edgbaston though? I mean, usually predominantly Lords kicks off the series. That the visitors always love going to Lords opening early. So the opportunity they come to Edgbaston, almost with the atmosphere, you know it's going to be the Barmy Island's going to be roaring the Hollies. Will that potentially give them an edge?
It always does. The Barmy Army are magnificent. I mean, that beautiful terrace where they sit and they sing and they carry on is something that you actually enjoy. I mean, I hated fielding as a player. You don't understand the hatred I had. But when you come to places like Birmingham and you can experience the atmosphere and you can join in with the songs and you can stand in front of that crowd there on that terrace is memories you don't forget. There's 3 or 4 grounds around the world where you go, okay, fielding wasn't too bad.
And this is, I presume, when Australia come as well, they're going to get a little bit stick. I don't need to talk too much about that.
Of course, it's Ashes.
But the fans are going to be ready for it. That must be. Are you going to be here that first day? Are you looking forward to hearing that kind of?
No, I won't be here. I don't know. I don't think I'm in England at that time. But it's something that the English fans need to be very careful of, because it can inspire guys like Steve Smith and David Warner. I know them very, very well. And I was kind of very similar to getting some sort of inspiration from some source to drive yourself to greater things. And so the English crowd need to be very careful about how they target them, when they target them, because it could inspire Warner to a double 100, Smith to a double 100, and then there's problems.